Oh boy, we need to talk AMC Stock. We just got earnings that were impressive, to say the very least. AMC stock fell slightly in after hours. At one point, AMC stock was down about 4%. You ended up closing after hours down about 1%. Is this bullish? Is this bearish? What can we expect over the next coming days for AMC stock? Does this change anything, or is this good news, or maybe not? Let's go ahead and get into all of this information, everything you need to know as an investor in AMC stock. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. I don't know why you haven't, because hopefully you're more informed after watching these videos. And if you are an AMC stock investor, well, you should probably hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Nonetheless, consider sharing this video with a friend, and let's go ahead and get started. Well, Investor Place, probably the biggest fudsters. Now, fear, uncertainty, and doubt is not necessarily wrong all the time. Sometimes it's used as a way to really spread fear when there is no reason for it. Investor Place is by far one of the biggest spreaders of FUD out there, especially on AMC stock. This article says, AMC reports stunning Q3 numbers. Here's why Wall Street is unimpressed with AMC stock. Okay, so let's jump into it. Q3 revenue jumped by 45.2%, surpassing forecast. Earnings per share posted an impressive surge to $2.28. AMC stock is flat on concerns over theater attendance and ongoing strikes. The movie theater chain reported an unexpected surge in third quarter earnings on November 8th. The company announced that revenues hit $1.41 billion, exceeding Wall Street's estimates of $1.26 billion by 11.6%. The 45.2% year-over-year growth was driven by an increase in contribution per patron and a 38.4% increase in theater attendance. AMC also surpassed on earnings per share. The theater chain reported EPS of $2.28, a significant improvement over last year's loss of $2.20 per share, and well ahead of analyst expectations for a loss of 18 cents. For the second consecutive quarter, AMC reported positive net income, and we ended the quarter with $730 million of cash. CEO Adam Aron said in the press release, "This all suggests that we are well underway on our growth path to recovery from the ravages of the COVID pandemic." Aron attributes the company's success to its innovative marketing and pricing strategies that led to an increase in per patron spending, particularly in its high-margin food and beverage business. Aron also pointed out the strategic closing of low-performance theaters while launching successful new ones as reasons for the outperformance. Despite the promising quarter, the CEO also addressed forthcoming challenges, particularly striking actors and writers that threaten to impact AMC's 2024 performance, urging involved parties to negotiate immediately. Aron emphasized the importance of ending the months-long disharmony within the creative community. The company also warned that attendance at the domestic box office was still 16% below comparable 2019 levels. AMC's Q3 release comes amid a challenging year for the company. Shares of the firm have declined 67%, contrasting against the S&P 500 year-to-date return of 15.6%. Nevertheless, AMC's Q3 financial performance suggests a turnaround could be in the works. Pay close attention. Oh my gosh. I never thought I would see Investor Place say so strong words for AMC stock. Wow. Article says the company swung to net income of $12.3 million or 8 cents a share, compared with a loss of $226.9 million or $2.20 a share in the prior year's quarter. Excluding non-recurring items, AMC reported a loss of 9 cents a share. Analyst survey by FactSet were looking for a loss of 25 cents a share. So that's important to point out as well. Basically, just the business itself, what is going on day to day with the operations. You were actually profitable, $12.3 million or 8 cents a share in the green, positive to the bank account. But excluding non-recurring items, He reported a loss of 9 cents a share. So basically, those items that just kind of were like one-off expenses, that's what pushed the EPS actually negative, but still was much better than expectations. And AMC is now profitable for the second quarter in a row. This says, quote, for both revenue and adjusted EBITDA, these were AMC's most successful third quarter results in our company's entire 103-year history, by definition being greater than the third quarter of pre-pandemic 2019, AMC Chief Executive Adam Aron said in a statement. For the second consecutive quarter, AMC reported positive net income and ended the quarter with $730 million in cash. This all suggests we are well underway on our growth path to recovery from the ravages of the COVID-19 pandemic. Admission revenue was $797.7 million, above the FactSet consensus of $739 million. Food and beverage was $482.7 million, above the FactSet consensus of $449 million. He goes on to say, speaking during a conference call to discuss the results, Aron said that the short-term impact of the writers and actors strikes will cause challenges for AMC in 2024. Without taking sides, we strongly encourage all the parties involved to come to the negotiating table with the intent of reaching an agreement immediately, he says. The AMC CEO also discussed the success of Taylor Films' record-breaking concert film, which opened October 12th. Both as a distributor and exhibitor, AMC benefited handsomely, he said, adding that AMC Theaters distribution is following this success with the release of Renaissance, a film by Beyonce, which hits theaters globally December 1st. Quote, in working with two of the most admired pop stars on the planet, we already have touched lightning, Aron added. We are optimistic, though, that this will lead to much more ahead. We believe that we will have several more concert film products in 2024 and 2025. We intend to be working with some of the most known and most loved musical artists the world has ever known. So, I mean, these results, guys, are on a whole new level. Nobody expected this. It's really that comment more so about the challenges for AMC in 2024. I think this is more of an algorithm thing than anything that caused the stock to fall in after hours. The algorithms are probably programmed to some degree to sell AMC stock if these words are used. Challenges for AMC in 2024. If that's used in the same sentence, you're probably going to get a fall. Now, on the note of the writer and actor strike, Hollywood actors strike is now over as the union reaches a tentative deal with studios. This came out at 8:07 p.m. tonight, almost exactly 2 hours ago. This says Hollywood's Actors Union reached a tentative deal with studios Wednesday to end its strike and months of labor strife that grounded the film and television industries to a historic halt. The 3-year contract must be approved by votes from the board of the Screen Actors Guild American Federation of Television and Radio Artists and its members in the coming days, but the leadership declared that the strike will end at 12:01 a.m. on Thursday. So here in about the next 2 hours or so. Quote, we have arrived at a contract that will enable SAG-AFTRA members from every category to build sustainable careers, the union said in a statement. Many thousands of performers now and into the future will benefit from this work. At nearly 4 months, it was by far the longest strike ever for film and television actors. More than 60,000 SAG-AFTRA members went on strike July 14th, joining screenwriters who had walked off the job more than 2 months earlier. It was the first time the two unions had been on strike together since 1960. The studios and writers reached a deal that brought their strike to an end on September 26th. So maybe it was AMC making these comments. They're like, yeah, we need to reach a deal because this is not going to be good if we, have a problem with theaters, okay? That's just not what you want to see. So this should alleviate some of those fears that maybe you've seen affecting AMC stock here in after hours. I think mostly it was an algorithmic kind of thing that probably affected AMC in after hours. I think once you actually get investors reacting to this, you're probably going to see a big update tomorrow. These results were incredible from AMC. You're probably going into the teens tomorrow. Now, during the spike in after hours, you hit about $11 and some change, the low $11 range. And I mean, I think that was really overshadowed by these comments from the writer-actor strike. That uncertainty about the future is just, it's going to be more important than the results you've seen 3 months ago, right? Markets are more concerned about forward-looking, statements and what the story looks like now going ahead into the future rather than before. So now that this strike is over, well, I'm sure Adam Aron's going to make some comments on this over on X. He has not done so already. When he does, I'll give you guys an update on that one. But I think this should really benefit AMC stock coming tomorrow, because not only did you have good earnings, well, now you have the biggest set of fear or biggest catalyst of fear from AMC earnings now gone within like 3 hours of AMC actually reporting earnings and like 2.5 hours after doing the conference call. So this should be good. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. There's no guarantees here, but I'm pretty dang excited about what is next for AMC stock. Now, if you look at the MACD has been trending up for a while. It is firmly bullish. The RSI is at about 49, so 1 point under 50. 50 is your technical level, so there's a lot of room to make an upside rally here. And AMC stock, minus what you've seen yesterday, minus the 1% drop you've seen today, you're still up quite a bit from your low of $7.05. AMC stock is still at $10 per share, which that's where we ended in after hours. You're still up almost $3 per share. I don't think AMC is going to fall tomorrow. If it does, the manipulation is off of the Richter scale. Okay, that would be insane. Now, a brief rundown of the data and where we currently sit. Keep in mind, I think a lot of short positions have hid their short positions, or a lot of shorts have hid their short positions. So I think these numbers are way higher than these numbers, but nonetheless, we'll run through them. You have 6.16% short interest of free float, $124.49 million worth of short positions, days to cover 0.58, 12.18 million shares that are currently sold short, shares out on loan 13.61 million, cost to borrow 1.25, utilization of 29.57%, and a short score of 48.81 out of 100. So very, again, strong numbers. I think we actually have, although what you're seeing here is not that great, I would put my money on the line that these numbers are wrong and that you're probably seeing some effect, like I said, from this SEC rule to shine a light on short selling going into effect later in this month, that you've just seen the short interest numbers plummet. And what you've seen with the stock is just really not reflective of that at all. I mean, that's just not what you've seen with AMC share price. So I would be hard pressed to believe those numbers are correct. Now, if you look at the option activity for this Friday, you have about 11,000 calls currently in the money, 81,000 calls out the money. So you could get some form of a gamma squeeze from this. There is a lot of short interest really from where we are now at, $10 per share all the way to $20 per share. It wouldn't surprise me to see a bit of a gamma squeeze, especially, I mean, these results were not just good. They were like great. They were way better than estimates. You're actually at the highest Q3 revenue number, I believe, in AMC's entire business history, but I know for a fact it's higher than where you were in 2019. So you've exceeded your pre-pandemic revenue number for the first time in any given quarter since the Rona started. That is pretty dang impressive, and that should have a positive impact on AMC stock. You have puts in the money of about 8,000, puts out the money of about 45,000. So it's like a 2-to-1 ratio for calls to puts, and I do think that will be pretty dang positive. Now, tomorrow, all you're really going to have is Fed Jerome Powell at 2 p.m. You do have Fed Barkin, Fed Bostic in between 9:30 and 11 a.m. I don't think that's going to be important. You do have initial jobless claims as well. If you see a big jump here or big fall, that could move our markets, but I'm really not expecting that. You've really seen around 220,000 initial jobless claims basically every single week. So I don't think it's going to deviate from there, but for an example, if you've seen like 300,000 initial jobless claims, the markets might say, hey, we might be heading into a slowdown a lot quicker than we thought. Maybe you start to price in rate cuts a little bit sooner. That could either be really bullish, or you get the recession fears that win out. That's not my base case. I think that's probably a 5, maybe 10% chance of actually happening, but nonetheless, 5 to 10%. It's a possibility that you should keep in mind. Fed Jerome Powell, I doubt he's going to say anything at all, so that's probably just going to be a sigh off our backs or a breath of relief once we get to 2 p.m. tomorrow Eastern Standard Time, and we just don't hear anything from the Fed. So nonetheless, my expectation for AMC stock is we're probably going higher from here. The mid-teens would be my expectation over the next couple of days. But if you did get into a short squeeze or gamma squeeze or something along those lines, your next level to be watching is that 100-day moving average at 200 or 200. One day, guys, one day. I do think we're getting there. But for the meantime, $22.89 per share is your 100-day moving average. And that doesn't look too far off the scale of, you know, a possibility, and that would still be an increase from here of over 120%. So that's going to go ahead and do it for this video. We covered a lot in a short amount of time. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.